Hello everyone, this is Eth Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. We got this defense here. It's pretty decent defense. And, you might recognize, well, I personally recognize this person, Alucard. See them pretty frequently when I do climb in Ether raids, so it was about time that I actually got matched up against them. And, well, it's infantry pulse, so... And the big thing is sudden panic. That is really what's killer here, because it kind of just limits our setup in general. So there's not very many plays we can make. I was thinking about an ultimate goofball turn 1 fling Nino in to take out Brave Ike. Of course, the problem with that is that doesn't really solve our problems, because sure, Ignis isn't up, but Brammon's exists, Elwood exists, and it just wouldn't be a good time. Let's just say that. Theoretically, I think we could make it work if we were very clever, but I don't think that's a great idea. It's a good idea in this case. So, of course, the next option would be to snipe down the catapult, wait for turn 3, snipe down Brave Ike, and leave. Of course, the problem with that is just Elwood's going to go to town. It's going to get danced by Ninny, and the problem is there's sudden panic, so our support's going to get panicked, and so that doesn't spell good news for us, because Elwood was at 58 speed. And Nino would have like, oh, I guess we could avoid the double. Okay, maybe it would be a feasible strategy. Except for the fact that, I believe it doesn't matter if Bramamon or Alphonse moves first. Because if Bramamon attacks, Nino doesn't one-shot him, so he gets Luna, even though it's at 1 cooldown only. And of course, Ignis is, Ignis. So, my best play in the book right now, I'm thinking, is to take out these two structures here. We're going to take our time doing it, I think, because it's going to be one of those matches where you take a lot of time to set up and then the defense collapses really fast if it works. So our plan is to initiate into Bramamon with Nino. We survive the Luna counter. And so we're in vantage range, which allows us to triple kill these 3 units, and these guys are not in range. So somehow the following turn we have to save Nino being stuck in the corner like this, and I'm not entirely sold on how we're going to do that. And of course, like the goofballs we are doing the don't activate traps challenge, so that becomes incredibly difficult with lunge involved. So I'm thinking we might have to forego that one, but we're gonna try to, for the meme value. So first things first, we just need to do a lot of calcs here, make sure we actually kill. So by assumption, we're going to assume Nino's max buffed, and we might not have time to break the Bright Shrine. So we're going to assume that debuff. So Nino's going to have 81 attack by herself. Let's just assume that's the worst case scenario. She only gets 81 attack. Okay, so against good old Bramamon here, that is 65 attack, which is enough for the 1-round KO, of course. But how much do we take here? Let's see. So we have 37, 33. Luna, we attack into him, so Luna procs, which means, what is that, 17 defense? Or res? That's a totally high amount of res, Kappa. And Bramamon's gonna have 63 attack because of the Sabo. So 63 minus 17. So that's going to be 46 damage to Nino. It's a lot, but it doesn't kill, and that's the most important part. How much do we actually do? 53, 59. Because it might come down to every point of HP if we're going to like bait out Ike with Nino or something silly. The thing is, Nino's going to be here, so if we bait Nino with Brave Ike, Brave Ike with Nino, then he can lunge Nino out. The problem is there's a healing tower here and there's an Ignis. So that's something we gotta think about as well. I'm not sure how we're dealing with that quite yet. I guess theoretically Milla could take a hit, maybe 73. Actually, not really, no. We'd have to probably max buffer to make that work. Alright, we'll worry about that when we get there. Let's see, Nino, 53, 59, 65 is 25 times 2. So we heal 4 points of HP, so that's net 42. So now Nino's at 20 HP. Gotta write this stuff down because I'm absolutely brain dead. Alright, so in Vantage range, we trivially one-shot Triandra. Ninian, 100. Nino's going to be at 88. I think that's also a clean one-shot. Was that 88? 105? Yeah. So that's a one-shot. What else do I have to consider? Yeah, we'll never drop out of Vantage range. Well, and even better, we actually do get noontime on our third attack. Okay, anyways, we gotta check duo Alphonse here. So he's gotta have 91 and then 96. Which means we just need 80 attacks, and Nino trivially one-shots that. That's fantastic. Alright, and there's the only Hardy Bearing is on Bramamon, so you don't have to worry about any of those shenanigans. So I think it's okay. I think everything's going to work out. Now the problem is, well, attack order, and I think Ninian's going to attack last. That is my thought. So maybe we are going to get a pretty massive heal off of Ninian. Was that 14? Maybe 14 points of healing potentially? That puts us at 30. We're gonna pretend that's actually what's going to happen. I didn't actually work it out correctly, so it's probably not going to be that case. Well, let's assume Nino, worst case scenario, Triandra attacks last. So Nino only heals 7 points, so it's 27. She goes up to 37 HP. If it's Ninian, then we go up to 44 HP. And 44 HP, I think that's just outside. Actually, no. 44. Oh yeah, it's inside Vantage and Brazen range. Okay, good to know. That means we can take out Brave Ike that way, using Vantage. So that seems pretty good. Which probably means we want to pick up the Ether Structure. Sounds good. How much does Brave Ike do to Nino? Was it 30 base damage? So we always live a shot. So that really just means we have to take out Elwood. He's got 51 speed. Which means Air needs a little help, but she could double him. Let's assume he's not adjacent to Brave Ike. Worst case scenario. I don't actually know what's exactly going to happen because I'm too lazy to check that. What was that, 37? 37 against... Okay, so we do need some attack to pick up the 2-shot with Air. Not ideal, okay. I guess theoretically, by assumption, Brave Ike... I guess... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I guess we could have Nino support, like, tag team against Elwood. Okay. So how many turns do we want to burn for setup? I think we want to take out this Ether Structure, so we don't have to worry about time in that respect. But I am a bit concerned about other things. Like the amount of time we're going to take to actually set up, because that's kind of relevant. Well, we can two-turn setup, break these. We can break the Bright Shrine. I think that's fine. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we should be able to set up in like 5 turns at the worst case. So I think we're fine on turns. So we're gonna start with the very simple strategy here of getting set up. So let's go ahead and do this, into this. Okay, where does Caden want to be? Let's think about this. So we want Nino, since we don't want to activate this heavy trap for the memes. Well, that means Milla needs to get going, which means we should just repo Milla immediately. That seems correct in almost every way. Okay, let's think about it. So we want Milla to be here, Nino here, Caden repos. So he's got to be something right here. And Air could be like there because Caden's not going to be in range of Nino anyways, so we don't need to worry about that. Some kind of diamond formation like that. So I think we probably just want Caden to go help fling people around, I think is the deal. Or do we want him to go break this? I don't think that's necessary. I think we just fling Milla. Alright, there is the Ignis and whatnot. Let's take out the Bright Shrine. We know we're doing that. So here we gotta break this. Let's go ahead and repo here. And then we fling over here. Now it's turn 3. Still doing okay on time-ish. So we can actually get completely set up this turn if we want to. So I think we should. The more turns we have, the better. So let's see. Again, we want Nino here. That's literally the only spot we can put her. But of course, we have to see where we want everyone else. Milla needs to be where Air is, so she can move at any point. That's not a problem. Air, we probably want to be... I guess we can have Air over here. That would be fine. So we could do Nino here. Caden moves over. Dance. Something along those lines would work. Okay. That seems okay. Let's do this. 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 Right. Is there any reason we don't ever do that? I don't think so. And then we do this. Dance with Peony to his right and then move him over. Seems okay. What could possibly go wrong? Of course, we did our calcs wrong. That's a classic. Alright, Nino, let's do your thing. Epic memes, Kappa. Alright, exactly as calculated. I mean, that wasn't too difficult to calc anyways. So of course the issue would be if we just miscalced a matchup, but I'm getting that feeling that Ninian's going to attack last, so that might help us out. In terms of where we want our units to be, I think we probably want... Oh, it's tough to say. Because of the sudden panic on Ninian, I ideally would want like Peony here, and then Air to break this. But I don't think we can do that, so I think Air here and Peony here is best. But that's very questionable, I gotta say. We could alternatively pull Air all the way over here, which is maybe better. I guess the problem with that positioning is if we want to go up the left side, that's not feasible. So I think we do this. Now let's see if we goofed anywhere. Doesn't look like it. Alphon's probably next. Yep. The only reason why I thought that was because of how much damage Ninian was doing. Alright, this is about as close to ideal as possible. The only problem is Nino's no longer in vantage range, so we can't troll Ike that way. Nino actually just straight up lives the Ignis. Classic Nino. Yeah, I think... Oh. If we're trying to do the don't activate traps thing, we have to one round KO Bike, which we can't do. Classic. We could just have Milla camp over there, and then we could have Nino escape via something. something. How would we do that, actually? Trying to see. I don't think we can do it this turn. I don't think that's possible. Nino's just kind of stuck there. Why are we trying to do this to ourselves? I mean, this is fine every time. Like, Bravite can never kill Milla on a defense tile. So I think we just do that, maybe? I really feel like we should not try and flex and just bait with Nino and call it a day. But something... I don't know why we're trying to flex, boys. See, my reasoning... I guess then we could do something about... Oh, actually, no, this is just a good exercise. Let's see if we can get Ike to attack Milla rather than Nino, and then we can do something with that. So we could have Milla where, like, Caden is right now. So, let's see, 66. So, well, he's doing 0 base damage, which was a small problem. So all his damage is from Ignis. And Ignis is doing, what is that? So that would be 22 damage, I believe. 22 damage. And then how much does Milla do on the counter? 50, 62. So, like 42. Okay. Maybe that's not the most optimal strategy. I don't know why we're trying to flex here. But, Or we could just, you know, just leave Nino where she is right now. And just bait with Milla, period. Because that'll reset Ignis. So I think that's probably just good for us. We can have Nino and company chill, because of course Milla has 72 defense. Obviously is not dying to an Ignis. And it just resets the charge, which is great. I guess there's the lunge as well. And I guess Milla can pick up the kill. Sure, why not? Can we get Peony to kill? Ooh. I don't know why we're doing this now, but I guess we're doing it. Peony picks up the kill. And there we go. Pretty fun win there. Pretty cool win. That's one issue with these particular layouts is the way unit placements tend to be biased. Ranged units tend to be placed on the right or middle, whereas melee units tend to be on the left side towards the front, because if you swap the order and you have your ranged units in front, there's and if you set it up poorly, you can just get your units blockaded, and then the enemy can just chip away at your units basically for free. But I think this episode's probably long enough, so that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye. Oh, I guess if you're curious, I goofballed in one match and put myself in a terrible scenario where I couldn't pick up both ether structures, so I only picked up one. That's why we're at 80 right now. But anyways, until next time.